Hey guys, we are live and are you in for a treat today? I'm going to teach you how to have a successful salon, what the secrets are for free. That's what I'm going to do to you today. So, a step-by-step guide to get your salon to be the best of the best. Now, only I believe small business owners, it's quite hard to make some money nowadays. It really is. And I still believe only there's about 2% of salon owners out there that really make some serious money. And I'm going to give you a step-by-step template to get your salon to be the best ever. And you have to do this step by step. So get a pen, get a paper, and get this down. I'm going to wait literally while you're going to get that pen now. So we're just going to doodle around here a little bit while you're going to get that pen, because this is you do not want to miss this. Don't skim this. It may be X amount of minutes long. Don't you skim this now. This is what you've been waiting for. Don't go to work every day and just plod along when you can do it step by step. Cool. Are you ready? Got a pen and paper? Let's go. You can Google. You can Google it. That's what you can do. I think I worked out 35 million ways to get a small business successful. But we all know that the top 2% make millions, they say, in small businesses. Salon owners, that doesn't really happen. And if you actually look at it, it's a bit watery, it's a bit water washed down, really. And to be really honest, I don't think any of that information really works. So what's the first thing that you need to do to set you on there? I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to stop now and either sell your salon, and you need to change who you are. You have to change. You can't just be who you are. You've got to have something inside you. So let me give you a clue. Sell your salon today. Go out there and work for a boss. Go out there and work for someone who's going to treat you like dirt. Someone who you know has given you nothing in exchange for all the love that you've given them. And when you've been there and you've sort of done 5 years of that and you've knuckled yourself down and you've given your best to your clients that you possibly can, and you've got nothing returned from the boss. In fact, he might even call you in the office most Fridays and sack you, and they just call it a joke in front of his friends. Never know, something like that might happen. But you know what? When you've done that and you feel really good, you're ready to go on out on your own. So off you go, you start your new business, you have a little go. And away you go through there, and you make money for the first time ever. But because you've had this feeling of being trapped for such a long time, you don't really have any structure in there at all. I'm not sure whether you're at that stage now. And what tends to happen is you tend to spend all the money because you're just not used to it, because times are pretty hard through there. And you realize the business is really is all about you. And if you're sick or if you have a day off, the business takes no money. And what tends to happen after that is that you tend to lose your passion, you tend to lose your drive, and you either close the doors, walk away, or sell your business. And this is step two. You need to do that. Sell your business. So that's twice now you've done that and gone away. Then you go and get some crappy job, maybe a van driver job or something like that, and you'll go and drive and earn as much money as you can, and and probably not enough money for what you want. So you might have to go and get two jobs, maybe go and work in a warehouse and be maybe a picker and packer, maybe sort of pick books off shelves and pack them and send them around the world. In the evening, and in the daytime, you can drive the van and deliver some of these parcels to people that are out there. Then they'll get you some money, and you can start building a bit of a nest egg, and you've got somebody put by for a rainy day, and maybe enough after all that, when you've done that, to actually have a good backing behind you, and you actually find the salon what you want, and it's going to be different, and this time it's going to be hugely different than it was the time before. So you decide to go into partnership with someone because you realize that they know better than you. Maybe they're a business person, and you go into partnership and it just goes so wrong so fast. So you have to buy this person out with all the money that you've nest egged and worked for 3 years to try and build a nest egg to get you through them first hard years, and it's gone. um, and you realize you haven't got enough money to buy the salon furniture, so you have to buy second hand, and then you build the furniture. Maybe you open the salon up with just maybe one chair, one station, one mirror, and every time in between clients, you're actually building the second chair and the next station along until you get your salon that you want. Maybe that's what you'll do. Maybe you'll do a bit of DI salon renovations. Maybe you'll realize that really you'll be working, you're risking everything you've got. Your life's in this. You maybe married, you've got children, and literally this could cost you your house. You would have maybe working 7 days a week, maybe going on Sunday to do your marketing. You're dedicated to make this work. It's not going to be a failure because everyone says there's no money in what you do, and you really want to push and prove everyone wrong, and there is, because people love you and clients are coming in, and it's good. You get benefits. Maybe get a handout from the state because you're not earning enough to keep your family, and you feel a bit used and a bit hard done by. Maybe on this sort of section through here, you work it almost every day, and you go home, you're tired. You probably don't give them much love to your kids. In fact, you probably don't even see your kids growing up at the most ideal stages, and get through that. And then a big light bulb moment happens. Maybe that's the time in your life. I don't know when that is. It'll happen to most of you. The light bulb will ping and you'll realize, I'm just a busy fool. Like, I think that working 7 days a week or 6 days a week and every hour that God can possibly give me is going to make me more money. But it doesn't, because you get busy, you take staff on, your staff leave and the clients leave, and you get more clients, and you just keep this flow over. And one thing we always try and do is um, when people leave, we just do more work ourselves. We stop working on the business and we work in the business more and more and more. It's just a creative monster that we've done. So maybe if that light bulb moment's happened to you yet, but it has to. That's the next step. You've got to get this light bulb moment, and then you've got to decide to. You've got to learn that there's got to be a better way to do this. So how do I do this? You know what? Go and buy yourself some books. Buy as many books as you can. I think I went through about 30 books on finance. I went through about 35 books on business. I think I read 16 books on leadership. I think I read every single book on Amazon that there was to deal with building salon culture and business culture. And then I went on, you wouldn't believe how many seminars I went on. I spent almost all my profits one year on going to seminar after seminar after seminar after seminar. So when you've probably been on about 35 seminars with every different companies that they can offer out there, then when you've done that, you've probably got enough knowledge in your head to actually implement that into your salon, to learn what you've got inside you and try it in your salon and figure out what works and figure out what doesn't. Because some things that these seminar people think it works in the real world, but it's got to work in your salon. So once you've mastered that bit, so once you've took all this knowledge of every single book, and I mean probably reading at least one book a week to get the knowledge that you need to build up the person, because you start over here building your leadership by how you don't want to be treated, how you don't want to treat your staff, how there's some crappy jobs out there, and there's the things that you're doing now is 10 times better than doing some rubbishy job that you just hate with a vengeance, but you love going to work. So now you've had the worst of it, and now you're on the dream side of it. So you're trying these things out, knowing full well it has to work, because there's got to be a better way, and you're going to master it. So what happens is you've learned all that, excuse me, and then you decide there's no one else out there to help you. And anytime you get a hairdresser or a therapist, they're just not like you. So you have to breed your own. So you start this big training program of all this knowledge that you've got bursting in your head. You're then trying to transfer it into all your staff members. And then you put a lot of effort into training these staff members. So for 3 years that you're training them and trying to get them to emulate you. So you've got mini yous in your salon. And once you've got to that, breathe through there, knowing when you fail, knowing when they're failed in there, learning your lessons as well as you can, and then finally after all that, you will get some money. It will happen. It will just come. The hard work that you've done by going through your hard times, realizing what you don't want and realizing what you do want, it builds character in you and builds culture in your salon. You then need to take all this, whatever you can, all this knowledge that you have to cram inside your brain. It takes time, and it's time that really you don't have, but you have to have it. And then you become this salon owner that will have that financial freedom and will have that money. It will happen. That is, and I'm telling you, that is the way to success. And I'll tell you why. Because that's me. That is what I achieved from a 16-year-old multi-salon owner, not seeing my children, doing crappy van jobs, 2 jobs. I sometimes don't even sleep through the night to get to me where I am now. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and lots of years to get there. It doesn't happen overnight. So when people see me and see my salons, they think, oh, he's got it easy. He had picked a good location. He's got good staff. It takes a lot of time to build this person up. Hard yards we're talking here, really hard stuff, building the person I am, that the owner that I wanted to teach people, the owner that I wanted to become, the person that I want to help people and lift them up. That became me. This is my story, and I'm telling you, it pays off, and it pays off well. But the good thing about this is that you don't have to do half that, because all that knowledge that I've learned, and all the books that I've read, and all the seminars and the coaches that I've used is in my brain. And I've packed that into my courses, and I now share that with my students. So the choice, I don't know where you are in this journey of life. This was my life, by the way. I mean, I don't know if any of you know this, that I started very young and had children very young. Money was always scarce for me. I did have two jobs. I worked day and night with an hour in between. I think I figured out 4 hours sleep. I borrowed some money off my dad to get a salon with a friend of mine, and he turned out to be the wrong person. I had to buy him out. I literally built my salon while I was doing it. I opened my doors a week before I was due to open the salon, and this guy decided that we were not going to fit at all. So I had to buy him out, and it took every penny I had. My wife was in the back room refurnishing these second-hand chairs, and once they were made, I'd put them all together and bring them into the salon in between clients. I still remember the very, very first client I got. It was 1 in the afternoon who'd sat there all day, and he walked in and he said to me, "I bet you I'm your first client." And I went, "No, actually, you're my fifth." And I lied to him. And then I did his hair for about 5 years in that salon. And I told him one day that he was my first client. It was a very nice thing to do. But this was my journey. It was hard yards. But I have all that knowledge. The amount of time I spent years and years and years reading books. I'm still buying books at the moment. I'm reading, I don't know, 3 books a month at the moment to try and make me a better teacher now. I have the knowledge of business. I now want to have the knowledge of teaching, so I can pass on all this knowledge to you guys. So for me, this is a really hard yard, and I believe that people out there want a bit more of a fast track. They want to get to it quicker than what I got to it. But I was born in a different era to you. So you know what? If you want to cut out a lot of this in your life, really, and go straight to the knowledge, I have it all for you. It's all been done and put into modules and lessons. This is what it's all about. This knowledge that I have, that I've learned and got me to that financial freedom stage, it's hard yards, but it's a way you can get hold of that quicker. And that's by joining us. You should do that. I'm going to pop a link down here. You should check us out. It really should. But if not, that's what it takes to get a salon nowadays, to earn you some money. It's not easy. It's some hard yards involved. Anyway, I look forward to anyone who wants to have a little click and come and check me out. Check me out. But if not, thanks for listening to my rant again. You're awesome. Cool, dude.